I met a gypsy.
I look at where he's come from, and there was times when I was saying how good Hunter was and how good Hunter's going to be. And I remember it wasn't until like Parla 2019 maybe where he had that real good moto with AC.
Right.
Where like I felt as someone that talks about the sport, I felt, oh, fuck yeah, he did it. Like he did what, I've been saying that he could do. So if you go from like back then to that guy before that race at Parla where he battled with AC, everyone wrote him off. Like no one thought that he was going to fulfill the potential that everyone said that he had. So imagine being that guy that, imagine what it was like for Hunter going to the line before Jet was in there and before they were HRC and before they were, like you're seeing this like epic product right now of like the Lawrence brothers.
Yeah.
But it's not always been the case, especially for Hunter.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where like people just didn't think he was any good and people doubted Geico signing him. And it was like, to go from that guy to then checking the fuck out over the entire field at High Point with your brother. Like it's a crazy journey.
I was here, must have been August 2014, I think. I raced Toowoomba and then next weekend was Coolum.
Yeah.
And he was in that, it was in under 19s in Australia.
He was on the Yami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding for Bish and Wardy. And I was like, whoa, this kid's good. Like, and I met them at the end of the day. And then I called some people in Europe. And I said, there's a special rider here.
Really?
Yeah. And then I watched them at Coolum the next week. And I was like, whoa. Called them again. I said, like, you got to jump on this kid.
Really?
Yeah. He was, when he rode that good at that time, you got to hand it to his father and whoever was involved with their program at that time. They really helped develop him here in Australia to that standard. And then he raced the next year for Cowie in Europe. It was EMX, they called that class. So it was the level below, like, kind of like GP2. I don't know. What do they call that in Formula One? They've got
Moto 2.
Yeah.
Oh, F2.
Yeah, something like that, right? So they've had EMX, which is a step below MX2. And one of those rounds, I think it was Germany in Teutschenthal was the round.
Yeah.
Mate, he just flogged them, mate. Yeah. Like he was good right from that early age. And then he went to Suzuki and probably bike wasn't amazing, which probably, snagged them. Like at the time when I was sort of giving that, I was always sort of talking to them in the background a bit. And I was like, mate, you got to get on KTM. Like that's your ticket to, and they didn't go that route. I don't know the whole background story of why they didn't do that route, but the Suzuki wasn't amazing at the time, with all due respect, it just wasn't amazing at the time. And then once they then got onto that Geico program and, the wheels got turning, but then he hit that snag with sort of a couple injuries back to back and that sort of snowballed. And then he had this, issues with his health. But then since he's got all that sort of iron out, man, and that whole program of like having Johnny O and his dad, their father is very the backbone of that program, man, and the way that he looks at it and views not only just the riding part, but the entire their life, the morals and values that they have, and that comes across in the way they are as athletes. It's a solid program, man. Yeah,
man. So something I've been thinking about recently is just like how, because rivalries make the sport, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you've got the inter-brother rivalry, but they're like a team, you know, like they're going to battle between themselves and there's going to be like a rivalry there, but then it's basically like fuck the world and like outside of them,
Yeah.
And we're going to have a crazy, like you think about the momentum that the sport's going to have when Danger Boy, like he's going to ride at Ironman. Like, so he's doing the last round if like all things go well. He was at Unadilla today collecting like his points that he's got to get to do the pro race or whatever.
Oh, right.
But like you're going to have Hayden Deegan come in as Jet goes out.
Yeah.
And there's going to be like, they'll do this one race together, which is Ironman.
Yeah.
And then they won't see each other again until Hayden steps up onto a 450.
Yeah, that's like the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
there, like Jet's finishing his 250 career, and Danger Boy's just flirting with the start of it,
And then it's just going to set up. There's this trajectory. Like we're going to watch Jet go through the 450 class. Like maybe he wins straight away. Maybe it takes him a couple of years, and then at that same time, Hayden, so like while Jet's working his way, starting at the bottom of the 450s, Hayden's starting at the bottom of the 250s. They're going to kind of come up, and then it's just going to be that. I mean, this is all assuming that Hayden's going to do what, I think he's going to do, but I don't see anyone else that looks the way that he looks from that era, No,
but you don't assess it on the way he looks. You can is that the word, equivocally?
I don't know.
Like when you say, like, you look at what I'm saying is, right, you look at what they're doing as a program.
Yeah, just the whole thing, yeah.
And you can say that he is going to be successful based on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
The part you can't say X, Y, and Z is the injury factor.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That is that's obviously throw that out the door. But the rest of what they're doing and the trajectory that he's been on, he will be successful. I'll go so far to say publicly that if he doesn't rush, because I didn't know he was racing Ironman.
Yeah.
So I thought the whole, and obviously Star in a bit of a weird spot. They've had like a pretty injury ravaged year, and I hope that
I hope they don't make him go up.
Don't force him up.
Yeah.
I would not like to see him, or I don't think it's in his best interest to race Supercross next year.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think they are.
This is and I'll publicly say, if he goes into Supercross 2024, he can win straight off the bat.
Yeah,
right away.
Yeah, no,
that's based on the program that they're doing.
Yeah,
like James Stewart spec.
Yeah, just
go in there and win immediately.
Fuck, that would be so sick.
No, he can.
Yeah,
yeah. There's no doubt about it. Just based on what you see, the snowball that they've started to. Then they started that, when he was riding that Super Mini on a Supercross track. You see this? Did you see the stuff he was doing on a Super Mini? Like some guys on.
Well, I remember
you
you telling me that. Like there was a time where you were like, "Can you believe what he's doing on a Supercross track?" And you were like, "He's just gonna do good." Like you can't be on a Supercross track that young, doing it the level that he's doing it at and not do well. We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, GYPSYTales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.